Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Deja Vu, and I am now bringing you set 2 of WeMade Fox versus Hwaesung Oz in the Shenanbag Pro League Round 4. This, I believe, is the third week still. It obviously didn't change from the last set, but I don't remember what it was. Yeah, it is the third week. And this is going to be a fight between Hiya, who is Hwaesung Oz's new go-to Terran player, and The Rock, that boring-ass Protoss over there on the left there. You know, he is The Rock. Everyone knows him. Some reason we all know him as the boring Protoss. He just plays completely standard, refuses to have any sort of creativity. I don't think he has a creative cell in his brain. Yeah, he's just really dull, and I hate him because, well, I feel like he just wastes space. But the only good thing he's ever done is had a really epic, like, hour-and-a-half long game with Challenge that was sweet. But other than that, that's about it. The map is Destination, and it is Protoss favored, so maybe The Rock can come up with something. It is like 57% Protoss or whatever. Rock overall, he's like 43% versus Terran. Terran is actually his best matchup at 48%, so I don't know what that means. But he's actually on a huge losing streak. He has lost his... Okay, I'm going to go count it out right now. Up until this point, he has lost 1, 2, 3, 4. He lost 5 in a row, and 6 of his last 7 versus Terran. So he's on a pretty bad losing streak right now. We'll see if he can try and work his way out of it. And it looks like he's spawning in the 12 o'clock position, while Hiya is in the 6 o'clock position here on Destination. And Hiya is actually an over 50% player, 51.5%, just barely over. And versus Protoss is actually his best matchup as well at 67%. So something's got to give. This is both players' best matchup, and I'm gotta say that Hiya has the advantage. I have to think, because come on, The Rock just sucks. And how can you even root for The Rock? How could you possibly root for this? Is Destination, and like, you can be creative as a Protoss on Destination. It's almost standard to cheese on Destination, and you know, Rock isn't gonna cheese. Rock's just gonna sit in his base, chill out, throw down a gateway, a forge, a pylon, and then a gateway, and then his 12 assimilator every single game, because he's a lot of fun like that. But yeah, I think players could really start taking advantage of them. I don't know if it's fair to make fun of him like this, but I think people could really start taking advantage of him with creative play. And I've said this before, but I think this new map pool, outside of Destination, well, even Destination and Medusa have a lot of places where you can be creative, but just in general, this map pool is ridiculously begging you to be creative. And Hiya, I think, is going to do something interesting. Maybe not. No, he had 2 SCVs hanging around his ramp, so I thought he was thinking of doing something crazy there. Looks like he was just worried about maybe The Rock was throwing down a proxy pylon and gateway and was going to try and get that the probe into the base, so he's going to try and block it off, but to no avail. So yeah, so Hiya's just going to go and send out that SCV to scout, and he's throwing down his refinery as well. I assume that Rock has his assimilator because I probably have his build order memorized since I'm a Protoss player, and he probably doesn't have any new build orders from the last 2 years. And there's the Cybernetics core warping in. Let's see what else Hiya can scout out. It doesn't look like, yeah, it looks like Hiya's just gonna sit around here. Maybe, I wonder if he's gonna steal a little mineral patch, try and throw something in, what's his faces, in Rock's face, throw a little egg in his face and steal some minerals. Maybe go for some probe harass, something entertaining. And now we're just gonna see the coaches sitting there. Both of them, they both look like they were in the exact same position with like elbow on chin, just staring down at their screen. And it looks like Hiya's gonna use his SCV to mess with that pylon a little bit. And Hiya produced 1 Marine there. I don't know if he's producing more. I'd like to see if he's producing more, because if he is producing more, I'm going to assume that it might be an FD push or something along those lines. If he's just going to stick with that 1 Marine, then I'm going to assume more of a 2-fact build, or I mean, there's lots of things he could do off of it, but definitely if he does produce a bunch of Marines, I would expect a FD build coming from him. And there's Hiya, and he is not a good-looking pro gamer. Too bad. He is not a good-looking pro gamer. He is no J-Dong. J-Dong is a good-looking pro gamer, but Hiya, sorry man, Hiya is not a good one. And Cybernetics core is spinning, so that's going to be for range. And looks like Rock is actually doing something pretty smart here, throwing pylons around the edges of his edges of his base, so he's going to be able to see any dropships that come in. And he does have a Dragoon out. He's going to chase that SCV away behind into his natural, and he's going to try and take pot shots at it. But no, that SCV is going to get back into his base. If Rock threw up his next tech already, that could be really, really bad. But no, he hasn't quite thrown up his next tech building yet. So that SCV for Hiya is not going to get anything quite yet. But just by having it around, it might delay Rock from throwing down whatever he's going for, whether it's a Robo or a Citadel. It's definitely going to delay it, because there's no way that Rock can let Hiya know which one he goes for. That is for sure. Otherwise, he would just be saying, Hiya, here, have fun, do what you wish. And yeah, it does look like an FD push. We're seeing something being produced out of the factory. No, not an FD push. Here comes a starport. He is building a starport, Hiya is. Machine shop is down on that factory. The machine shop is not upgrading anything, but something is coming out of the machine shop, so I'm going to assume that that's a tank. I'm going to assume. And robotics facility going down for Rock in the bottom left of his base, so out of the normal scouting or scanning areas. Which is a pretty good spot for it. And now the machine shop is spinning. I'm thinking this is Siege Expand. Yeah, there's the Siege tank already. So I'm going to assume that he's going to get Siege up and then expand off of that and use his starport for either dropships, or he might be going for a quick Wraith and to get shuttles, which would be pretty sweet. I wish Terrans did this more, and that they just produced one Wraith, knew where it was or hotkeyed it or whatever, and just would go and mess with any shuttles that come in. That's all it really takes, because you're going to have the starport anyways. You're going to need it at some point. But he is throwing down, actually, Hiya is throwing down a control tower on top of his starport, so that's probably going to be for dropships. It could be for cloaking, but I'm going to assume dropships here. And Hiya's going to go clear out his natural. Rock was sitting there with three Dragoons and a Zealot, but they're not going to do anything, and that one Dragoon takes so quite a bit of damage. And now it looks like both players are going to set up for their expansions. Yeah, Probe sitting at Rock's natural, and I think I saw an SCV going out for actually, no, not yet. That's a Vulture that was going through that part of the map. So yeah, that Vulture is going to go join the attack force. I think it's about 5 Marines, a tank, and a Vulture. I think that looks like an FD push there. Yeah. 2 tanks actually, 5 Marines, 2 tanks, 6 Marines, 2 tanks, and a Vulture. And that Vulture gets picked off real fast. I don't know if it had mines or anything, but yeah, it didn't do anything. The Marines taking a lot of damage, but that's the whole point of the Marines. They sit there and soak up damage while the tanks deal the damage. But everything goes down other than the 2 tanks, so Hiya is forced to retreat. He is running with those siege tanks really fast, and another Vulture came out and placed a Spider Mine. That Spider Mine could do a lot of damage if it. Oh no, observers are already out for Rock. So Rock went for a extremely safe and standard 2-gate observer build. And there's the first dropship for Hiya. I assume that that's got a couple Vultures in it. That would be my guess. And he's going to go see if he can do some economic harassment. But Hiya is being forced all the way back into his base. He only has 1 tank left, and even that tank goes down. He lost all of his tanks and everything. He's going to have to put his barracks back down to seal his choke and go from there. And here comes the drop. 2 Vultures going in, and they should be able to do a ton of damage if he's got the micro for it. They have mines, they have speed already, so he's going to be able to sit here and pick off probes one after another. And those and they do throw down mines to stop any gateway units from coming in. And the Dragoons for Rock are sitting here trying to pick at the wall, trying to take off supply depots. But a bunch of SCVs being pulled off the line to defend. And now you see the Lake Half, it says Lake Half on it, Hwaesung Oz coach being like, come on, Hiya, where's your multitask? Do better. Because one of those Vultures went down to probes actually, one of the Vultures went down to probes, and now the front door is broken. One of the supply depots is broken, but another tank is out and a bunker is down, and that tank is going to siege up and I think Rock's going to be forced to retreat now with that siege tank there. He really should retreat because he's not doing anything to that siege tank. He's not doing any more damage now that the supply depot is being repaired by a ton of SCVs. And yeah, now Rock does finally retreat there. Second tank coming out, well, I mean, another tank coming out for Hiya at this point. And his expansion has not gone up yet, and it does look like his Vultures were cleared out by a few goons. So, I mean, that harass definitely killed a few probes and put down some mines, was a little bit annoying. But I don't know if it was enough, considering he lost his entire push, did not get a second base out of it, and is now sitting up, holding up in his base. Another dropship going out, probably this time with 3-4 Vultures, something like that. Or it might even have a tank in there, and he might try and drop behind the cliff wall there. Yeah, that's what it looks like. Yep, he's going to drop behind the cliff wall with a tank, going to siege up and see if he can pick off some probes. And he got one. We'll see how long it takes the Rock to notice. 1,000. Okay, there he goes. He's already moving them away. And Hiya's just going to pick up that siege tank and probably head home, or maybe just, yeah, he's probably going to have to beat those Dragoons, but those Dragoons are going to pick it off. Those Dragoons are going to intercept the dropship, and that dropship is going to go down. There's no way that thing's going to survive, and it died with the tank in it, so that is a huge investment. That's like 250 minerals, 200 gas, something along those lines. Something ridiculous, and it does look like a probe is actually at the, I guess that'd be the 10 o'clock position across that third bridge, and Rock is setting up for his third expansion. And he'll probably throw up a Nexus there pretty soon, and then put up a pylon block, I would assume, to stop any vulture harass. And a second factory and a